Okay, so, quick question for a quick video. Would a one-trick competitive mode work in Overwatch? Since we have just been graced by the gift of looking for group, welcome to basic multiplayer design Blizzard, it occurred to me what would happen if 6 one-tricks grouped up, and that train of thought took me all the way to the concept of a separate competitive mode for those kind of players. Before we get into the ins and outs of the thing, a little heads up to the uninitiated. One-tricks, derived from the term one-trick pony, are players in Overwatch who only ever play one and only one hero. This is usually in the competitive mode where winning takes top priority, but can also be done in quick play or the arcade. Since Overwatch was kinda designed to be about teamwork, switching heroes and countering the enemy's composition, this playstyle can lead to some, passionately worded exchanges of opinions regarding strategy? Sure, let's go with that. You might be an amazing Winston player, but the enemy Reaper, Roadhog, Bastion, Zenyatta is gonna melt your Galactus-sized hitbox faster than you can say, "Welcome to Bronze." This is especially true for some of the other more nuanced and niche heroes, who are much more suitable for certain situations. Long story short, it can cause quite the ruckus when the one-trick player's pick doesn't really gel with what his/her teammates are going for, and the enemy team has realized they can easily exploit such a pick. So how would a one-trick comp work? For starters, a player would have to choose their desired hero at the beginning of every season, and thus become locked into that pick until the next season starts. You may or may not be able to change your selected hero once per season due to meta shifts/hero balances and reworks. Then you simply enter one-trick competitive and away you go testing your mettle against other dedicated players. And why would this be an easy thing to implement? Well, firstly, one-trick players don't really concern themselves with their teammates' or opponents' picks, so it doesn't really matter what other one-tricks they get grouped up with or against. They also don't, and probably shouldn't, ask their teammates to switch to accommodate their pick, since demanding someone adhere to your playstyle while you yourself are about as flexible as a Roadhog in a Mei ult is kinda douchey if you ask me. The enemy team also doesn't really matter, since a one-trick player never gets discouraged by 6 opposing heroes who were genetically engineered to make their lives a living hell, so it really wouldn't be an issue if one team is getting hard countered, since that already happens. Secondly, the matchmaker would have a much easier time creating a decent composition. Just find 2 DPS, 2 tank, and 2 support one-tricks for both teams, and away you go. You could maybe even choose a team comp at the start of every match. The aforementioned 2-2-2, triple tank, triple support, maybe even specifics like dive, death ball, or only hitscan DPS, since the matchmaker is working with incredibly precise information, meaning the chosen heroes. Obviously, you wouldn't put 2 of the same kind of players on the same team, since one of them literally couldn't pick. And third, it could lower the amount of toxicity and clashes of playstyles. Since Blizzard themselves have voiced their opinion on numerous occasions that they do not consider one-tricking the ideal way to play the game, and it is not what they had in mind when designing it, nevertheless, they also don't want to punish/forbid players from engaging in it. Whether this is due to them not wanting to regulate the system, or not being able to, since how does one decide when someone is being selfish or just genuinely believes their pick is the best option, is irrelevant, but at least this way they could give those players a sort of safe place to practice their craft. Because honestly, in my experience, flex players don't really like playing with one-tricks, considering them selfish and uncooperative and usually a huge risk to play with, while one-tricks don't really enjoy the constant harassment and unyielding meta-slave mentality of flex players, as is most evident in a lot of one-tricks just muting voice chat and ignoring everything except their playstyle. Now I know this wouldn't really stop some players from still one-tricking in regular competitive, but it would at least give a reason for people to be less acceptive of it, since they have their own designated game mode, and the one-tricks who really just want to keep on tricking can do it without the harassment. What do you guys think? Could work? Shouldn't bother? Post your thoughts down below and let me know where everyone stands on the issue. Oh, and fingers crossed for a replay system. Don't worry guys, we'll get there.